So hi, welcome back today. We are going for the further higher order functions. So we have left out with some of the higher order functions, that is every functions, sum, for each and reduce. Okay, and we'll see the difference between for each and map as well today. Okay, so these are the things we are going to see today. So I think we have gone through a lot of so many higher order functions in the last two classes. Like we have gone filters and we have seen find. Same way find index also we have checked with, and then map we checked how to transform one array into another form. So that also we have checked with. Okay. So today we are going for every. The every method is another higher order functions which takes another function as a input, and that function will checks as that function is like what works on each element of the array. Okay, and what is the basically every functions? So every functions is the condition which we are writing in the functions, like what the function which is taking as an argument, this functions. So that condition should match to entire element of the array. Okay, it's not a filter, it's not a find, it's not a map. Means it's like a and operation, logical and operation. I think already you have understood logical and operation. Logical and operation, what it does, and operation means it should, all the conditions should pass, like that kind of thing, right? Like, let's suppose logical and operation we have seen, like if a value and b value. Okay, logical and operation b value. If a value is 1 and b value is 0, then result will be always this, because of this autocomplete, no, it's creating issue. Result will be always false, right? Same way, if a value is 0 and b value is 1, then result will be also false. Same way, if a value is 0, b value is 0, the result will be also false. But if a value and b value both are true, then in that scenario the result will be true. So same thing applies on every method. Every method. So what I told, in every method, whatever functions you have written, okay, whatever functions you have written, the functions inside the every functions, okay, the function inside the every function is whatever we are passing in the every function, whatever condition has attached to that function, that condition should satisfy by all the element of the array. The condition should satisfy all the element of array, then it will return as a true, or else it returns as a false. Means, let's suppose some of the list of student details are there. Okay, list of student details in class 7. So let's suppose class 7, and then some teacher asks, like, in this class, are all the student passed in this class, or any students are fail in this class? Means, are all the student passed in this class? Like, just one answer they have to get. If all the students are passed, then okay, complete 100% result are there, right? If all the students are passed in class 7, then class 7 has 100% result, right? 100% result. But if any of the student got failed, then class 7 does not have 100% result, because some of the students has got failed. Understood, Amar? What I am trying to tell, this statement you understood? Means every student has to pass. That is the condition. So one condition should satisfy all the student of the class. Means all the students should pass in that class. So same way, whatever condition we are providing, that should satisfy to all the element of the array. It's not like one element got missed means okay, no problem. No, no, no. All the students should, all the element of the array should satisfy that conditions. Okay, that time it returns true, or else it returns false. So this type of scenario you will use every functions. Okay, so that's why I told it's a logical and. Logical and means If all the students is all the conditions satisfy with true and true, then only the value will come as true. If any of the students has got false, then the value will be false. Okay, so every methods will not create any array, will not do anything, just it will check the condition based on all the elements of array, and it returns either true if all satisfied, it returns false if any of the element got failed that condition. Okay, then it returns false. So that is every, it's very easy. Okay, so just we have to write one program. Okay, so let ABC 34, 56, 35, 76, 87, let's suppose. So here if I want to get all the element which is greater than 30, is there all the element in this array greater than 30? Element greater than 30. That is the basically check we have to do. Okay, for that what we have to use greater than 30. Okay, so let's suppose if you are going for normal for loop, then what we have to do? If normal for loop means just we'll write for loop, right? For loop will write, and then just we'll write let item of ABC, right? And we'll check if, and one variable will provide. Okay, let flag means is satisfy flag. I'm just writing. Okay, it's satisfy flag. So I'm just writing by default it's a false, means it's a not matching. Okay, now I'll check if item greater than 30. Okay, if item greater than 30, then item greater than 30, then what is there? Then okay, fine, no problem. But if sorry, if item greater than 30, then what we have to do? Then we have to do as satisfy, it satisfy is true, right? But if item or else item is less than 30, then it returns false by default. Okay, because already item satisfy is false. So if any items not got satisfied, then what happens? It returns false, right? Here I'll write else satisfy equal to false. Okay, something like this we have to write, or what is the case? Oh, FALC. Okay, to uh, 1 second. So let's suppose first item is false and second item is true, then again third item is false, then it will be trouble, right? It will be trouble. Then break we can do. Okay, break we can do. If it got satisfied, if it got failed, if any item of the array which does not satisfy, then satisfy will be false and it breaks. And then we have to write console.log is satisfied. Okay, let's check. So now see, this entire items, whatever items are there in the array, that is greater than 30, right? So the result should be always true, right? Because all the conditions satisfy this 30. So always the each satisfy will be true. But let's suppose I'm just making as 25. So one item I'm making as 25. So one item I'm making as 25 means here this will satisfy. So each satisfy is true. This will satisfy. So each satisfy is true. Okay, but here it will come as is satisfy false because it is not greater than 30, that each satisfy will become false, and here itself it's breaks because no need to go and check further, right? No need to go and check further because already our condition has failed. So this time what it happens, it will return false. Okay, so instead of doing this many lines of code, okay, directly what you can write, either you can write for every method. Okay, so just write let what is that, result, or let it satisfy, just write it satisfy equal to what was the array name, ABC. ABC, sorry, ABC dot every, then we'll write item, okay, item greater than 30. Okay, if this is there, I'll just comment it out. Now, instead of writing these many lines of code, you just wrote this one. Now, what happens? You will get the same output. See, it's a false because one item was less than 30. So, if I'll write 35, then it returns true. So, it's the same thing as you are either you are writing like this many steps or you are writing only one. Every, that's it. Okay, so this type of things are called it can be done by every. Okay, now next we have to go for, so same way you can see here like 10, 32, 54. So all the items which is greater than 30, sorry, all the items which is greater than equal to, here it will be. Okay, that is wrong, this code. Actually it should be greater than equal to 10. So then it will return true because 10 is not greater than 10. 10 is equal to 10. Okay, so it will return true or it returns false. So this is every methods. Okay, so what are the changes? So every method. So changes to original array, it does not create any changes to original array, right? Because if you see, it's just returning true or false. It's not doing any changes to ABC, right? So creates and return new array. No, it does not create any array. Size of array, not creating any array means what is the size? It just return either true or false. So what is the return type? So return type will be always Boolean, either true or false. That is every method. Okay. Now next comes with the sum method. So sum is what? You know, sum is similar to logical OR operator. Logical OR operator. Similar to logical OR operator. Okay, logical OR operator. Logical OR operator is not A and B and result will be there. Let's suppose one more I'm giving so that it will be more convenient for you. C. Okay, so A and B and C. So logical OR operator, what it does, any of the element satisfies the condition that returns true. Means either A will be 0, okay, or B will be, sorry, either A will be 1 or B will be 1 or C will be 1. So any one of them will be 1, means any one of them will be true, then result will be always true. Result will be always true. Means true in the sense means 1. Here I'm writing 1 means here the things will be 1. But I'm not teaching logical operator, that's why I'm writing true. Okay. So here will be also 1. Here will be also 1. Here will be also 1. Okay. Because any of the three elements satisfy the condition, means any of the three element has 1. So that is sum operator. It's just like reverse of every. Whatever every operator means every element. Sum operator means at least one element should satisfy. Okay, but if all the elements are 0, 0, then always the result will be 0, 0, 0 only, right? Because none of the element has got satisfied, then it will be definitely 0. Okay, so that's how the sum element works. So instead of this, I'll just write it here. I'll just comment it out, and instead of this, we just write sum. Now in sum, when I write sum and I have 30 and let's suppose 25 I have, right? And here let's suppose 17 I have. So what is happening? I'm checking with item greater than 30. So any of the element in the array which is greater than 30. See, some elements are less than 30. That is not a problem. But any of the element satisfy these conditions. At least one element should satisfy this condition. So we are seeing, okay, first element is only satisfying the condition. Then no need to check for other element. Okay, no need to check for other element because any one of the conditions should satisfy. The first item only got satisfied as a true. That means what they are telling, just return true. So now if we do, it returns true. But if none of the elements satisfies condition, like let's suppose here 15 is there, here 16 is there, and here also what is it, 19 is there, then none of the conditions satisfies. None of the conditions satisfies means always it will be false only, in either in every methods or in some methods. So just you have to understand, some methods works as a logical or, every methods works as a logical and. Logical and means all the things should be true, then the result will be true. But or means any one of the result will match with the condition, then a final result will be true. Okay, understood this sum? Any doubt? Okay, see, so here you can see 10, 32, 54 and 9. So any of the element which is less than 10, yeah, haha, oh, it's not an easy, no, it's fine, no, you are understanding. Okay, good. So yeah, so same thing here also. See, 10, 32, 54, 9. So any element which is less than 10. So first no, second no, third no, but fourth yes. So any of the element got satisfy this condition, then the output will be true. That's it. Done. Understood? So same way. So okay. So original array, it does not creates any array only. It just returns true and false, and it returns booleans. Same as every method. Okay, the types will be. Okay. Next comes with the for each methods. So see, either you can go for loop, or you can go for of loop, or you can go for each loop. Okay, all loops are the same. Okay, so for each loop also takes one functions as a parameter. Okay, and it creates, it loops the array, but it not returns any new array. For each loop will not returns new array, and it won't change also new array. Sorry, original array. It won't change original array. Okay, for each loop. So it's also same. It's just like a looping through the array. That's it. Nothing more than that is there. If you want to loop through array, either you can use for each loop or you can use for loop. See, if you use for loop, you might change the array element. But if you don't want to change the array element and you want to do some operation with that array, that time you can go for each loop. Okay. If you use map method instead of for each, then map will return new array, but for each will not return new array. Okay, so just it's looping kind of things are there. Okay, just loop. So let's suppose I want to print all the element of the array. So just element print A, B, C, it will just print, nothing more than that. It won't change this array, it won't create any new array, nothing it will do. Okay, so that is the one. Just it's normal return. So what we learned about for each? So for each loop, we learned like it just iterate. It just iterate through the element. Just iterate through the element. Just iterate through the element. No return of any new array. Okay, that is one thing. Another thing we studied as no return of any new array. So no changes to original array. Okay, no changes to original array. So that is also we have studied. So all these things. So just we'll take one example on the loop, and we'll just do for each loop. And see, every method has like for loop has index, for of also has index, right? So let's suppose this array is there. Now if I'll do for loop, then with index, if I want to do for loop, then I'll just write for. I'll just copy and paste it here so that it will be easy for us. So I'll do one thing. I'll just copy this entire line. I'll comment it out so that freshly it will be. I'll comment it out and I'll just place it here. Okay, so let's suppose we are going for normal for loop to iterate over this array. So normal for loop means what? For let I equal to 0, I less than abc dot length I plus plus. These are the normal, right? So we'll just write console.log and we'll just write array, sorry, not array, abc of I. That's it. So it will print what happens? Oh, ABC it happened. Okay. So it prints 14, 16, 75, 19. Just like iterating and printing the element of the array. So this is one way you can go for. So here, see, here index also is there. Element also we can get, right? So same way, if you want to go for normal for loop, then what will happen? Normal, sorry, for of loop, then for of with index, then what will happen? Let item. So it's not item. Here will be some index, right? Already we have discussed regarding this index and value. If you want to go for index basis, if you know index basis, then directly here what you have written, no, off. That's it. But if you want to go with index, then just write index value and abc dot entries. I think you remember already we have discussed this. Okay, dot entries, and just if you will print log index and console.log value, then it will just return index and value both. See, index value, it's returned. So this is also working as index value. Either you go this way, this method you can use, or alternative to this you can use this one. So abc dot for each. Okay, so it takes one functions, right? So I'm just creating a functions. Fine. Now inside these functions, first we'll write as, inside these functions, first we write as value, then next will be index. Okay, now just print this console.log value comma index. Want to print both, we'll print both. That's it. See, 0, 14th 0, 16th 1, 25 2, 19 3, 17 4. That's it. Just like either you can use this, or you can use the top one, or you can use the third one. Any of the for loop you can use. Okay, it won't create any new array. It won't changes to the array. Okay, nothing it will do. Got it? And what creates a new array? This is just using these functions we can do the things. Okay. Fine. So for each loop. Now same thing, like it does not create any array. It just iterate. It won't return anything because it's not returning anything. See, there is no return statement of this for each loop. Just iterating it. Okay. Next we'll go for, okay, so map is there, for each is there. So what are the difference? So as I told you, the difference of map. Map means what? Map is also looping to entire array, but it's transforming from one form to another form, right? Map means transforming one form to another form. But for each is not like that. For each will not transform from one form to another form. It won't create any new array. It's just iterator. Okay. So these questions might ask in your interview questions. Okay. So what happens to execute a functions on each and every element of the array? Just the execution of function, one function for every element of the array. That is for each loop. But what map does, it transform each element, means it can transform from one form to another form. Map. That is first difference. Second difference is for each won't return anything, but map returns new array. That is difference. For both does not modify, but map creates a new array, but it won't create a new array, right? Use case, it can perform just doing some things like doing some operations, some iterations, or logging, anything kind of thing in for each. But map will just transform the data. Okay. Here chaining is cannot be chained as it does not return new array, because see, for each will not return. What is chaining? First you have to understand. So chaining is nothing but, let's suppose you have one array. Let RRR. I'll make you understand today what is chaining. So what is the term chaining? So let's suppose I have name as John and age as 20. Okay, name as John, age as 20. So same way I'm just creating one more array and one more array and one more array. Okay, so some 4 or 5 arrays I'm creating. Okay, so where name as John and age as 20. So name as Peter, age as 30. Name as Harry, age as 25. Name as Ram, age as 35. So these are all the objects inside the array. Okay, this is fine. So we have understood, like we have one array and we have the object, right? We have the object. We have the object which name and age. Now the question is, you have the question scenario basically. So you have to get the list of all the student whose age is greater than 30. Okay, whose age is greater than 30. So let's make one more age greater than 30. Okay, so that it will come multiple element. So his age is greater than 30. Okay, so here you can see, I think let me see. I'll just do it some in one line. I want to make it so that it won't create any issue. It's creating the issue. We are not able to see, right? Nothing. I'm just doing in one line. Okay. It's creating like this. Okay, fine, no problem. It's okay. So yeah, so see, so we can see what is the questions. Oh, I deleted or what? Okay. Get the list of person whose age is greater than 30. Okay, and and whose age is greater than 30. So all the list, so here are multiple people, right? Here are multiple people. So here John, which is age is 20, Peter age is 30. Oh, sorry, here Radha age is 39, Harry age is 25, Ram age is 35. So here I can see two person whose age is 30, greater than 30. So it's a Radha and it's a Ram. So for this what we can do? We can use filter, because if we use filter then two person list will come for us, right? So we can use here, let what I can write here, list of, I can just write some good variable I wanted to give. That's why I'm thinking list of THIRTY 30 age. Okay, just I'm writing like this, list of 30 age, some name, proper name I'm giving. So I'll just write ARR dot filter. Okay, and I'm just doing item greater than item dot name. Sorry, item dot name, item dot age, item dot age greater than 30. Okay, so if I'll give item greater than item dot age, oh, I'm writing in wrong way. This is the wrong way. Actually, here it has to be item dot age greater than 30. Okay, so if I'll write item age greater than 30, then what it returns? It just returns me list of age. So it returns all the element inside the array which is having age greater than 30. So as expected, so what we'll get? We'll get Radha and Ram, right? So we got Radha and Ram. So this is just list we got, right? So we used filter and we got the list. Now another thing we have to get, okay, get from that list means whatever list we got, Radha and Ram, just return, okay, just return names instead of returning entire things. Just return names from that. Okay, so just, oh sorry, here I'm writing programmatically, just returns the name, okay, of the people whose age greater than 30. Okay, just return the names. Okay, so already we have filter out, so it's like a one statement only. Okay, one statement only. So here I'll do cross and I'll just write one statement. So what is the statement? Get the list of the person whose age is greater than 30. So first get the list of the person whose age is greater than 30, then just return the name of those person. Okay, means in that same person, whatever person who came as 30, just return the name, don't return entire object. So at that time what you'll do, you'll just write let name list. Okay, name list. So already this variable is giving you only two things, two objects array. From here you have to get your only names from this, right? So only names means list of 30 is, after that you'll do list of 30 is dot map, okay, item dot name. So what will happen? This will come as name list. Okay, so now what is printed? So I'll just comment this. Okay, now what is the printed? What is printed here? Okay, what is printed? See, so the print value is, what is the statement? Get the list of the person whose age is greater than 30. So basically from here, get all the list of the person whose age is greater than 30. Right? So let's suppose we have filter out two persons. So that is Radha and that is Ram. Okay. Now after that, what they are telling? Just return the names of the people. Okay. Just return the names of the people who's greater than 30, means just return the names. Don't return entire object. So what we did, first we did filter to filter out all the people whose age is greater than 30. So that we got, but it is an object format, right? But what they are telling, just return the names. So to get the names from that list, from this list, we use map method, right? We use map method. But here you are seeing we have used two times, we have used filter and then map in separate line. But if you want to do both at a time, filter, after filter, same whatever output filter will give, which is stored. Like see, here the filter is giving output, you are storing in one variable. Again, that variable you are taking and you are doing map and then again getting the value. So instead of creating variable, we can do within one variable doing both the operation at a time. Means doing filter plus doing map in the same thing. So in that case, what you do, either you write like this way or you do chaining. Chaining means one function's input will be passed to another function's, one function's output will be passed to another function's input. Like see here, this filter function's output is stored in list, and this list 30 is given input to the map, right? Because this is the input. Like see, first filter array is the input, right? So the entire list is the input for filter. Same way, whatever filter method has returned, that became input to the map. Okay, and that map has returned output, that is output we are printing. So instead of doing this way, so chaining is what? One function's output is passed as input to another functions. So that is called as chaining. Okay, that is called as chaining. So here one function. So let's suppose same thing I'm doing in one way. So I'm just writing array dot filter. Okay, same thing I'll write. I'll just copy paste that. Filter okay, now chaining. So using dot. So using dot we can provide the chaining. Now dot, again I'll write map, okay, and I'll paste this. And I'll paste this. So in the same line it became. Okay, and then I'm writing let result equal to, and then log what is that, result. Okay, now what happens, first it will do the filter and take all the elements, filter out all the elements whose age is 30. So that will return by Radha object and Ram object. Now both object will be passed to map. Okay, now pass to map. From there, from name Radha and Ram object, it will just give the name. So you will get the same output. Okay, so you'll get the same output. Oh, something I've done mistake. Okay, every time this misplace is happening. Okay, fine. So I'll do once again. See, you will get the same output. So this is called as chaining. So either you do in two steps or you do chaining. Chaining means whatever these functions will return as an output will pass the input to these functions. And again, this functions also, if you want to pass the input to another functions, you can do. Like let's suppose if you want to do that, whatever names you got, you want some, what is that? Something to do uppercase. So you can just do the loop and you can just do uppercase, or some other things you have to do, like some other implementation which you can do. So that you can do by writing dot here. So you can do multiple chaining. Okay, using dot 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 dot, something like that you can do. Okay, fine, understood. Okay, this is called chaining. So this chaining, when it will happen? When some function is returning something, right? So that's why it's here we are telling for each will not perform the chaining because for each is not returning anything. But map performs chaining because we can see we can do chaining for filter and map, chaining for filter and reduce. So all those we can do chaining. So map is used for chaining purpose. Even filter is used for chaining purpose. But for each will not use for chaining purpose because it does not return anything. Okay, that is the thing it's telling. Okay, and this is slightly somewhat faster than map because map will create new array wherever the new array creation is there, always it is time taking, other than where no need to create any array. So that is some performance we have mentioned it. So in interviewer they might ask what is the difference between for each and map, what is the difference between filter and map. So all those interview questions will ask, which I have already told you, right? Now next comes with the reduce method. So this is the last method. We'll close this. Okay. After this method, we'll close. So this done with the this one. So reduce. In the name only suggests it reduces. This reduce means what? Making something big, taking as a big things and decreasing to smaller. So that is called reduce. By name it suggests. But reduce is very complex. If you will search in the net or if you search in anywhere, like what is the reduce method, it is people have make much complex by writing here their things. Okay, but I will be make you very simple. Okay, for reduce. So basically reduce you understood. Like it also do the same thing. It takes the array as an input and it just reduces the value. Okay, it reduces. So where what type of places it can be used, I'll just give one scenario. Okay, so I'll just delete. I think already it's recorded, so you can check for that. Okay, I'll just delete. So let's suppose you have one array and you have some element is there. And let's suppose you want to add all the elements of this array and return the output. What is the total sum of the array? So you have to return total sum of the array total sum of the array element. So if you want to total sum of the array element, what you will do? You will do simple. You will just do for loop or for of loop, whatever it is. So I'll just create one sum. Generally, we have done this problem so many times previously, right? So just you'll do let item of, right? What is that? ARR. And what you will do? You will do sum equal to, what is that? Sum plus, sorry, item, sum plus item, and then that's it. And what you will do? You will just do log. Oh, sorry. Again, it will come error. Okay, log sum. That's it. You'll do these things. You will just add it. It will just add entire and it became 93. So maybe adding of all this, it becomes 93. So here I wanted to make you understand first the things. Here this is very easy we did, right? But this only I'll convert into reduce because if you see in the any what is that? Any net, I'll show you the reduce. Okay. Reduce method in JavaScript. You see the syntax how they have mentioned. You will get mad. See what they have written. Something they have written. No. The syntax. Actually, want to search for the syntax. See, accumulator, current value, something they'll be writing. Like it's very difficult to understand. Okay, you will get mad. Like what is this? See, you'll get mad of all this. What is happening here? What they have mentioned there. So it's very confusing type they are creating. Okay, but I will make it very easy process. So what I'll do, see, so to create to add this element, what you do, you created one variable called sum and that is passed as a default value as 0, right? So you have done created a variable name sum and pass the default value as 0. This you did, right? This we did in this line. Then what you are doing, you are just adding the sum, with each element of array, right? You are writing each element of array. That is all you are doing. No, you are doing sum. So one sum will be sum plus items and store in the sum. So again you will do next. Next is again 23 plus 24, whatever. Then again 24, that element plus 25. So it will be keep on sum, and then at last it will return 93. So it's adding all the sum. So same thing I'll convert into reduce. So for reduce, what we'll do, I'll just pull this out. ARR dot reduce. So basically reduce takes two argument. Okay, first argument is a function, second argument is the default value. Okay, the default value. See, now initial value we can tell. See, so first is the functions. So I'll just write one functions. Okay, that is first. Now second, every time in find and reduce I didn't write the second, right? So second, what we can give, second, it's an argument, so it's required argument. Okay, so second what we'll do, so here I will just do, it takes two argument. First is sum, second is, okay, item. Item is nothing but it belongs to each element of the array. Item belongs to each element of the array. So item is 23, item is 24, item is 25, item is 21. Okay, but sum is the new variable. Okay, sum is the new variable. And then what we'll do here, we'll do what is that? Sum equal to sum plus item and then return sum. Okay, return sum. But here we want to provide sum as a value, some value. See, here we have created sum, but we have provided sum as a value 0. So for next parameter of the reduce, we'll just provide 0. That's it. Now this will do the sum. Very easy way. This will do the sum. Now see, if I'll do, wait, first I'll comment this out. Okay, and I'll just take this and I'll print it here so that we can get the output. Okay, so I'll just pull it here and we'll see. Okay, so same thing, if I'll print, it returns 93. So I've just converted this to this in very easy manner. Okay, so this methods will take two parameter, that is first is the sum, second is the each element of the array, and it will just do whatever procedure you want to do, the sum, these all things, and then it returns because it's a method, that's why it's returning. Okay, here it's not returning, but just normally we have written for loop. Okay, and then whatever value you want to give for the sum, that value we are giving as second argument. Okay, that's it. This argument will be passed as a value to the sum. Item is already, we have each element of the array, and then doing sum plus item and returning sum. That's it, and result will have. So what is the array size? See, array it was this much and it got reduced to 1, right? So reduce is nothing but it's like a finding, doing some of the things, all those things we use reduce. So this is one method. Either you can use reduce or just use for loop and do the sum. Anything you can use, either this or either this. There is just a feature they have provided. That's why I have to discuss regarding this feature, because this type of things, if you write in the project, then it will be more like good. An interviewer, mostly they will be focusing on these all things only. Okay, so this is, I think, much for this higher order functions. It was very, very important functions. It was very, very important. Let's see, same thing we have done here. So it's very, very important. Okay, these all higher order functions, whatever we studied, and this only you will understand when I'll talk, when I taught you the callback functions. Okay, so these are the things are there. So we have gone through all the higher order functions. Okay, fine. That's it. Thank you.